These are the jobs that push humans to their limits and sometimes pay handsomely for it. Out here, in the wildest corners of the world, I've seen what it takes to survive. It's not just about physical strength, it's about mental fortitude, the ability to stay calm when every instinct is screaming at you to panic. But some people choose to face that kind of pressure every single day. They walk into the storm, they stare danger in the face, and they do it for a living. It's a testament to the raw, untamed spirit that lives inside all of us, a drive to conquer the impossible. Today, we're going to look at the professionals who embody that spirit. We're counting down the top 10 toughest professions, what they do, the dangers, and the pay. We'll explore the knife-edge balance between risk and reward, between skill and sheer guts. These aren't just jobs, they are tests of human endurance. Our journey begins in one of the most hostile environments on the planet, the Bering Sea. This is the domain of the Alaskan crab fishermen. Out here, you're not just fighting to catch your quota, you're fighting to stay alive. I've been in icy waters, and I can tell you the cold is a relentless enemy. It seeps into your bones, it slows your thoughts, it makes every movement a monumental effort. These fishermen face that every single day, on a deck that's constantly pitching and rolling beneath their feet. The dangers are everywhere. Towering waves, waves as high as a 4-story building. Waves can crash over the deck without warning, threatening to sweep men overboard into the frigid, unforgiving sea. Heavy crab pots, weighing over 700 pounds, swing wildly from cranes. They can crush anyone in their path. The work is non-stop. Crews push through grueling 20-hour shifts. Fueled by adrenaline, fueled by caffeine, sleep deprivation becomes a constant companion, making a dangerous job even more perilous. A single mistake can be fatal. Yet for all the brutal hardship, there's a powerful lure. It's the call of the wild, the ultimate test of man against nature. And of course, the pay. Average salary, $50,000, 150,000 plusers per season. A top deckhand on a successful vessel can pull in a 6-figure salary in just a few short months. They're harvesting treasure from the deep. The price is measured in sweat, in exhaustion. Sometimes much more. It's about teamwork, trust, and a mind that won't break under crushing pressure. From the chaos of the sea, we move to the controlled calm of the sky. But don't let the quiet hum of the engines fool you. The responsibility resting on the shoulders of an airline pilot is immense. At 35,000 feet, you are the ultimate authority, the final line of defense for hundreds of souls. I've flown in some pretty hairy situations, from small prop planes over jungles to helicopters and mountain ranges, and you must remain the calmest person in the cockpit. Pilots spend years in training, mastering complex systems and procedures until they become second nature. They have to understand aerodynamics, meteorology, and navigation with absolute precision. But the real test comes when the unexpected happens: a sudden engine failure, a catastrophic systems malfunction, an unforecasted storm. In those moments, there's no time for panic. Training, instinct, a calm, methodical approach to problem solving. The pressure is not just in the air, the lifestyle itself is a challenge. Jet lag, time away from family, living out of suitcases, rigorous standards, and constant learning. For this responsibility, the pay is substantial. Average salary, $120,000, $200,000 plus. But the reward isn't just financial. The mastery of a complex machine, the freedom of the skies, and passengers delivered safely. It's a job requiring technical expertise and unshakable nerve. They are the guardians of the skyways. While pilots command their individual aircraft, there is another group on the ground who see the entire, terrifyingly complex picture. These are the air traffic controllers, the unseen choreographers of the sky. From a dark, quiet room, staring at glowing radar and screens, they orchestrate the movement of dozens of aircraft at once. I've relied on voices from a radio in bad weather. That unseen guide earns absolute trust. Their job is a high-stakes, three-dimensional game of chess. They sequence arrivals and departures, maintain safe separation at hundreds of miles per hour. They guide pilots around weather and around other traffic. One calm instruction can prevent a mid-air collision. The mental workload is staggering. There is no undo button. Training is notoriously difficult with a high washout rate. The pay reflects the responsibility. Average salary, $130,000 plus. But the real reward is keeping our skies safe. They are the calm voice in the storm, the invisible hand guiding us safely from one point on the map to the next. Now we plunge back beneath the surface, into a world of crushing pressure and absolute darkness. This is the realm of the commercial diver. Forget recreational scuba in warm, clear water. These professionals work in dangerous, unforgiving environments, building and repairing underwater infrastructure, welding, pouring concrete, inspecting pipelines and oil rigs. I've done some cave diving. The feeling deep underground is intensely claustrophobic. Visibility can be zero, meaning they work entirely by feel and brutal currents. Physical dangers abound: equipment malfunction, entanglement, and decompression sickness. The bends. At the extreme, saturation divers live in pressurized chambers for up to 28 days, breathing helium oxygen, voices cartoonish, riding a diving bell to the seafloor to work days on end. It avoids daily decompression, but means total isolation in cramped metal tubes. The psychological toll is immense. One of the highest risk jobs on the planet, and the pay reflects that. Average salary, $60,000, $100,000 plus. Saturation divers, $100 plus day. Calm demeanor, methodical approach, and acceptance of extreme risk. Explorers and engineers on the frontier of human capability. Some jobs pit you against nature. This one pits you against the most destructive creations of humankind. The explosive ordnance disposal specialist. Salary, rank dependent, $40,000, $110,000 plus. They render safe unexploded bombs, IEDs, and other munitions. It requires calm and precision almost superhuman. The stakes are ultimate. One wrong move, one tremor of the hand, and it's all over. The long, lonely walk toward a device that could detonate at any second. Training is intense. Part electrical engineer, part chemist, part bomb maker in reverse. Robots, hook and line kits. Working at a distance whenever possible. But often the job is hands-on with devices designed to kill. The psychological pressure is immense. They block out fear, focus on delicate and methodical tasks. Problem solvers in the extreme. This isn't a job you do for the money. It's a calling, protecting others, walking into what everyone else runs from. Managing the ultimate risk head-on. Their unmatched nerve, incredible skill, and willingness to put life on the line so others go home. They are, without a doubt, some of the bravest people on the planet. The front line isn't always on a battlefield. Sometimes it's in the brightly lit corridors of a hospital. Doctors, nurses, paramedics. They battle against disease, injury, and time itself. In the emergency room and the ICU, the pressure is relentless. Life or death decisions in a split second, based on limited information and years of training. The emotional stakes are as high as the physical. Deliver devastating news, then celebrate a recovery minutes later. It's a marathon of empathy that drains even the strongest. Long hours on their feet, constant alarms, infectious risk. They care for patients who are scared, in pain, or aggressive, needing patience and compassion despite exhaustion. Responsibility is enormous. Dosage miscalculation or a missed symptom can have dire consequences. The margin for error is razor thin. Despite it all, millions are drawn to a calling to heal. Rewards vary. Average salary, $35,000, EMT, $200,000, surgeon. But impact is priceless. It's the quiet thank you, the relief in a family's eyes, the knowledge you made a difference, strength of skill and spirit. From the sterile environment of the hospital, we head out into the soil and the sun. The farmer, one of humanity's oldest, toughest professions. Work never done, life dictated by seasons, not by the clock. Planting, tending, harvesting. It takes a rare resilience and connection to the land. A farmer is a gambler by necessity, betting livelihood against weather, pests, disease, and volatile markets. Average income, highly variable, dependent on crop and market. Isolation, legacy, debt. Mental strain runs deep. Yet there's autonomy, tangible results, and producing something that sustains life. Farmer as mechanic, veterinarian, biologist, business person, a life of incredible hardship and incredible freedom. It's a rooted existence, connected to the rhythms of nature. A story of endurance and belonging. Now we enter a world often hidden from view, the aftermath of the unthinkable. The forensic science technician. They step into chaos and meticulously, scientifically, piece together what happened. The detectives of detail. A single overlooked hair, a smudged fingerprint, a contaminated sample. Difference between justice and a perpetrator walking free. Methodical documenting, collecting, preserving, bridging crime scene and courtroom under intense scrutiny. The psychological toll is significant. Repeated exposure to humanity's darkest chapters demands resilience and compartmentalization. Not the thrill of the chase, but the quiet, painstaking pursuit of facts. The evidence speaks. Average salary, $60,000 plus. There are elite soldiers, and then there are special forces, Green Berets, Navy SEALs, the SAS. Deep behind enemy lines, often outnumbered and outgunned, survival depends on superior skill, intelligence, and adaptability. Selection finds the unbreakable. Starved, frozen, sleep-deprived, pushed past limits. Only a tiny fraction make it. Training never stops. Unconventional warfare, languages, medicine, explosives operate autonomously and think on their feet. I've worked alongside some of these guys. Their calm, rapid assessment, and flawless execution under unimaginable pressure. They operate in shadows, endure hardship and long deployments, salary, rank, and special pay. Is $60,000, $150,000 plus where the fate of nations can rest on a few? Our final job takes us to make-believe, but the danger is very real. The stunt person. Unsung heroes, set on fire, thrown from buildings, crashing cars, creating the illusion of chaos through meticulous control. Every stunt is a calculated risk, a blend of physics, engineering, and raw physical ability. Hours, days, sometimes weeks of rehearsal. When cameras roll, 100% commitment. Hesitation can be more dangerous than the stunt. The physical toll is immense. Gymnast, martial artist, high diver, precision driver, and willing to hit the ground hard over and over again. A community built on trust. Pay varies. Top performers, $70,000, $100,000 plus, but the real reward is the thrill of execution. From frozen decks to fiery sets, we've seen 10 professions that push human endurance. These jobs demand a specific kind of spirit. They choose the storm over the harbor, find purpose in pressure and meaning in risk. They don't just have jobs, they have callings. Are you prepared to take on the hardest jobs in the world? What lies at the edge of your comfort zone? Like, subscribe, and tell us which job you'd never try, or which one you'd take for the risk and reward.